Chapter 1. Jackie. I haven't heard from Jess in 8 days. I'm starting to get antsy. Sweat drips down my forehead as I sit up out of my chair. I pull back the heavy curtain and peek out the dusty window. The white sunlight burns my eyes, and I wince. My eyes adjust to the brightness, and I see the dust swirl gently in the wind. Nothing. No sign of life. Not a single bug crawling around in the dry earth. No leaves sprouting from the sharp, dry bushes and trees. I pull the curtain back shut to keep the heat out from the sun. Where is she? Our food supply has dwindled down to our emergency rations. I hurry over and start fiddling with the radio again. Nothing gets a signal. I'm picturing Jess in the worst scenarios. Stranded, starving, held hostage by a gang. At best, she was bitten and is roaming around brain dead and infecting everyone she comes into contact with. Chapter 2. Jess. My radio has been broken for 8 days. I'm sure Jackie is antsy at this point. The hot sun beats down on my tent, and I take it as a sign to get moving. Slow and steady, I delicately unzip the side of the tent as quietly as possible. Knife in hand, I peek out and scan my surroundings carefully. No movement. I pack up and drink the last swig of water left in my bottle and head out. After hours and hours of hearing nothing but my own breathing and footsteps, the sun starts to dip below the horizon, and I set up my tent for the night. I'm down to the last can of food in my supply. My map says I should reach town in the next few days, so I choose to be an optimist and eat. Night falls, and I hold my knife close to my chest and close my eyes. As I'm just about to drift off to sleep, I hear a noise in the distance. A piercing shriek. I jolt up, heart pounding in my ears. My shaky hands unzip a small sliver of the tent open, and the moonlight floods my tent. All I see is the dead, empty landscape I've been staring at for the last 10 years. I get back under my blanket and doze off. Chapter 3. Survival Instinct. After I spent a month worried sick, Jess came home. Well, her body did. I was in the living room fiddling with the radio, my daily routine at that point, when I heard heavy footsteps outside. I armed myself and ran upstairs to peek out the broken bathroom window. There she was. I almost yelled her name in excitement, but then I noticed the way she was walking. Heavy, haphazard steps. At first I thought she was hurt, but then my eyes moved up to her neck and I saw it. A bloody gash shaped like teeth marks. Her skin was discolored and her eyes had no life in them anymore. I sank down to the floor and sobbed. I watched her from that window for 3 days trying to figure out what to do. This wasn't supposed to happen. Not to her. I contemplated just letting her bite me. Maybe then we'd be happy little zombies together, roaming around and sucking out what little life was left on this godforsaken planet. On the 3rd day, I knew I had to move on. I squeezed my eyes shut and pulled the trigger. Once she fell silent, I packed up and went out the back door and never looked back.